A compelling theory could be formed around the idea that Saint Figurlin Garling, the former king of God Valley and a member of the Holy Knights, secretly raised and trained Dracule Mihawk for the purpose of retrieving Shanks. This theory connects their shared connections to the upper echelons of the One Piece world, particularly with regard to the Celestial Dragons and the Holy Knights. Dracule Mihawk's origins have been shrouded in mystery throughout the series. Despite being the greatest swordsman in the world, very little was known about his background, family, or early life. We do know, however, that Mihawk has close ties to powerful figures, including Shanks the Yonko, with whom he shares a rivalry and a mutual respect. Given Mihawk's formidable skills, it raises the question, who trained Mihawk? And when did he learn to become such a formidable swordsman? Before we get into the video, please make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I really want to continue building these, making these videos, having these conversations with you guys, but I can't if you don't stick around. So back to the video. One potential explanation is that Mihawk may have been raised in secret by Saint Garling, a member of the Holy Knights who, like Mihawk, holds a strong sense of combat prowess and superiority. The Holy Knights are celestial dragons with immense power and influence. Mihawk's unique demeanor, his pride and his disdain for the weak mirror the attitudes of the world nobles, suggesting that he may have been influenced by their values. This could indicate that Mihawk was trained in secrecy under the tutelage of Garling. Saint Garling Figurlin being a powerful figure within the Celestial Dragon hierarchy, and possibly connected to the lineage of the Figurlin family, which many fans speculate could be Shanks' bloodline, may have had a special interest in Shanks from the start. Shanks was discovered as a child on Roger's ship after the God Valley incident, where Garling himself may have played a role. The Figurlin family could have been trying to retrieve Shanks for years, believing him to be a lost celestial dragon or even a crucial figure in their plans. Given that Shanks is speculated to have celestial dragon blood, Saint Garling may have had a vested interest in ensuring Shanks' return to Merijois, or using him for a larger plan. Garling realised that brute force or a direct confrontation with Shanks and the red-haired pirates would be difficult. He could have trained Mihawk specifically for this purpose. Mihawk's rivalry with Shanks may have been part of a longer plan to keep Shanks within a reach and eventually bring him back to the Celestial Dragons. Mihawk has been portrayed as a character who operates independently. Despite being a former warlord of the sea, Mihawk holds no allegiance to any pirate crew, government body or organisation, which is curious given his strength. It is possible that this lack of visible allegiance masks a hidden loyalty to the Holy Knights or even Saint Garling himself. If Garling raised Mihawk and trained him, Mihawk could be secretly acting on his behalf, waiting for the right moment to fulfill his true mission, retrieving Shanks. I noticed that Mihawk dresses in a very regal, almost aristocratic style with a large black hat, long black coat and ornate jewellery, including his cross-shaped pendant. His attire is far more formal and noble-like than most pirates, which could be a subtle nod to his possible connection to the Celestial Dragons, who are known for their extravagant and noble attire. This sense of high status and dignity fits well with the idea that Saint Garling, a celestial dragon, might have raised Mihawk with these aristocratic values, instilling in him a sense of superiority and discipline. Mihawk carries Yoru, the world's strongest sword, a black blade that exudes an aura of prestige and nobility. Swordsmanship is a discipline often associated with nobility and elite classes in many cultures, and Mihawk's mastery of this art could reflect the idea that he was groomed by someone in the upper echelons of society, like Garling, who would have access to the best training and combat techniques. Mihawk's home, Kurai Gana Island, also adds a layer of mystery and possible connection to his origins. The island itself is desolate, dark, and filled with ruins of a fallen kingdom. The symbolism of this island where Mihawk lives in seclusion could be tied to his hidden past and his connection to Saint Garling. Its decaying structures suggest a once powerful kingdom that has fallen into ruin. This parallels the downfall of God Valley, which is often speculated to be connected to Saint Garling. The ruins of Kurai Gana may serve as a metaphor for Mihawk's ties to a forgotten or hidden past, possibly one connected to Garling's ambitions. If Mihawk was raised by Garling, Kurai Gana could be a place where he hides away from the world, awaiting his true mission. Mihawk's choice to live in isolation away from the chaos of the pirate world is curious for someone with his power. If he was trained by St. Garling, this isolation could reflect a disciplined upbringing where he was taught to remain focused and not be swayed by the pirate lifestyle. His detachment from the world could indicate that he is biding his time for a greater purpose, perhaps waiting for the moment to fulfill his mission to retrieve Shanks. Mihawk's attitude towards strength and his disdain for the weak also suggest a more refined, almost elitist worldview, which is in line with the values of the Celestial Dragons and their Holy Knights. His philosophy revolves around the idea of supremacy in combat, and he respects only those who can match or surpass him in skill. This sense of superiority could have been ingrained in him by St. Garling, who, as a Celestial Dragon, would naturally view himself and those he trains as superior to others. Mihawk's pride in his strength and his pursuit of the strongest opponents, like Shanks, reflects a noble mindset where only the worthy are acknowledged. Mihawk's disdain for those who are weaker or inferior mirrors the way Celestial Dragons view commoners. This attitude could be a reflection of the values imparted to him during his training. Just as Celestial Dragons see themselves as gods above regular people, Mihawk may see himself as the ultimate swordsman above all other pirates, except for those like Shanks who can challenge him. While Mihawk appears to operate independently, his ties to the world government through his former position as a warlord of the sea cannot be ignored. If he were raised by someone as powerful as St. Garling, Mihawk's affiliation with the world government could be seen as part of a larger plan. Mihawk's design to become a warlord could have been influenced by his connection to the Celestial Dragons, specifically Garling. The position gave him freedom whilst still keeping him within the government's sphere of influence. It's heavily speculated that Shanks is a member of the Figelin family, given his prominence and connection to the Celestial Dragons during the rivalry. If Shanks is indeed part of the Figelin family, St. Garling would have a direct personal interest in retrieving him. Garling, realizing that Shanks had become a Yonko, may have seen the need for someone equally formidable to track him and bring him back. Mihawk, as the world's greatest swordsman and someone Shanks respected, was the perfect candidate. The rivalry between Mihawk and Shanks may have been orchestrated by Garling from the start. Garling may have trained Mihawk with the express purpose of making him powerful enough to rival Shanks, knowing that their duels would keep Shanks' abilities in check and keep him from going too far beyond Garling's control. It's also possible that Mihawk's reluctance to fight Shanks after he lost his arm was part of a strategy to weaken Shanks over time, making him easier to retrieve. This theory could further be explored with more revelations about the Figelin family, the true role of the Holy Knights, and Mihawk's past, which still remains hidden in the shadows of the One Piece world. But if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. It's free, share it with a friend, and let me know how you feel down below. I'll see you soon. Till the next video, peace.